So the next speaker that we have is Anudeep. So Anudeep was a GMAT student also, so he used to, how many of you have been to the Kormangala Center? Right, so you spent many days in Kormangala Center. So he took his GMAT, I will let him speak about his GMAT journey, but more importantly, he got an admit to INSEAD, so he's going to be joining INSEAD this year. So a big round of applause for him. Is it on?
Hi, my name is Anudeep. I started my MBA journey, I think, late 2015. I have a GMAT 7.
Keep your mic closer.
Closer?
Yeah.
So yeah, I started the MBA journey in late 2015. I have a 700 in GMAT. I have a couple of admits, one from Oxford, one from INSEAD. I have a waitlist from Tuck, been rejected by Columbia and Yale, but I would say like it's a draw match, draw series, I would say. So I did my undergraduation in New Zealand Commerce. I really have no idea why I did that, but straight after that, I finished in 2011. Joined my family business, which is into handloom sari manufacturing. It's been doing that, we've been doing that for 60 odd years now. So I wanted to be close to the family, extended, and try to be close to India, basically. I came, I joined them. In 2 years, I basically realized that it wasn't really for me. So I wanted to do something again different, but something on my own. So I moved to Dubai in 2014, started a trading company which basically does building materials for infrastructure companies there. And why MBA basically is that's the biggest question I've had to answer even in my essays. That I've built what I've done in Dubai at least is a very successful company. And why do I need an MBA then? So the answer is that when I moved to India and saw what we do with the family business, I felt that we were not doing it in a sustainable way. We've done it good so far, but I don't know if we'll be able to do it so well, maybe in the next, in the next 50 years or so. So I wanted to be a part of a larger organization to have my questions answered. So the company I joined basically, is Jazeera Emirates Power, which was started in 2010, I think, and now it's a 4,500 crore company. So I started an extension to that, a trading company, which we started in 2014. We sold it off for around 1990 odd crores. So in terms of volumes or numbers, we've done exceptionally well. So the question there was that interacting with my bosses there, the question we kept asking is that what's the difference between a Jazeera Emirates Power, which is into high voltage electric company? So what differentiates that from a Siemens, which is 300 years old? We don't know if we can carry what we are doing for a very long time. So then we thought maybe it's a good idea for me to be a part of a corporate organization, which I should have done, I feel, straight after university. But not one thing led to another. But so we said, okay, MBA might be the answer. So why an MBA again is I didn't expect MBA to basically answer the question. So I thought it would actually give me an opportunity to interact with a lot of people who might have an answer, or who might even direct me in the way I wanted to, or what I wanted to learn, basically, right? And so the MBA journey started in 2015, and I asked around, what needs to be done, basically. And they said, the first step is GMAT. So, when I asked them what GMAT was, the last time I did maths was in high school. And so they said it's simple mathematics and simple grammar stuff, right? And I still don't find that joke. It's sometimes my first attempt was in late 2015. It was in December 2015, I think. and I did that by myself. So like, I didn't get a perfect 770, but somewhere close. So it was a 520, right? So
Always progress, right?
yeah. So 520, and I still, like, again, I was like, I thought the computer was joking, like, something terribly went wrong that day, this. And luckily I had some time off, so I told my bosses there that I want to take some time off and like, do this. And joined Crackverbal. And I had to do this multiple times. Man. I wish I could say that like I did it the next time, and then like 2 months later I had the 700. No, it was hard. I had to do it 5 times, which was actually the limit. So if I had another time, I would do the 6th time, but I was not allowed to. So luckily on the 5th time, I would say a lot of credit goes to this guy. Like, he really helped me. Like flying from Dubai to Bangalore, staying there for a couple of months is hard. But then, like, he put all the resources there were. I don't know what he saw in me, but like, he really helped me there to like get that set. So 700 was done, and like we start the essays and like how do we get the story right. And we thought we had a lot of time, which was around 4 months, I think, to do the essays and all that stuff. But trust me, like, that's the one big advice I'd give a lot of people is that start as early as possible, because like I've done my essays with Rakshit and Mr. Anudeep. So the first draft, if I actually go through that now, it's 6,000 words, and like churning that out, and like I think we wrote some 11 or 12 drafts, and like the final draft looks so much more different to what the first draft looked like. So like, I mean, I chose to apply to 5 schools, which some say is an insane idea, but luckily like 2 out, and like but again with TAC, I don't think I might take it even if I get it. I'm interested there. But INSEAD came along, and I thought like it was fantastic, so I go there. So the main reason as I wanted to do an MBA was the people. So I wanted to test it out. So I spoke to INSEAD and I said like, this is what I'm looking for. So can you put me in touch with somebody? And what they did is like they actually gave me the list of people working in McKinsey & Company, BCG around the world. And you wouldn't believe, I mean, like, I mailed a senior partner in McKinsey & Company, and then like, the person got back to me in exactly 3 hours, saying that like, I'm away, and I'll give you a call back. You give me a number, I'll give you a call back in like 3 days. Had a wonderful chat with him, and I mean, like, I'm more convinced now. Like, I've met around 15, 20 people who are coming to INSEAD with me now, and I'm more convinced now that I've made the right choice of taking the MBA journey. I mean, like, it's hard work, but I think at the end of the day, it will be worth it, because like, it will actually give you an opportunity to see what MBA I hope will do is that like, so the entire selection process is so grueling that like when you actually finally make it and be a part of a class, so just say like, I take an example of INSEAD, right? It's in Fontainebleau, it's in Singapore also, but I'm going to Fontainebleau, which is a very small town somewhere close to Paris. So imagine these high achievers who are handpicked by this rigorous application process, and then you are in the small town for a period of like 1 year, like it's a 1 year program, and you must get something out of it, right? Like the kind of like you rubbing the shoulders with these high achievers should actually instigate like, I really hope that I'm wrong in whatever I've done so far, and I come up with new ideas, or like how I can build a better company maybe later or something. So all this thing, like basically how I tried to convince the business schools also was that I've made some mistakes with my family business thing, that like I took it to South Africa, which was a terrible idea, and then like did what we did in Dubai. The mistake there was that we grew too fast, and we were very unstable, that we had to sell that company off. So all these learnings from different companies, and basically like formalize all these and build on that to build a better company maybe later. So that's the idea of that. So that's my journey so far. I've actually taken my, like, and I've quit the job, like I've quit it, I think, in March this year. So I'm taking a good 6-7 months off to do my extracurriculars, and then I will be joining INSEAD in August. So the key takeaways I'd like to tell here, especially you guys, is that the number one thing is doing your research about the school. I think it's very, very important. So basically finding why you want to doing an MBA is something you do for yourself. So once you have a solid why, I really encourage you to sit with, say, actually he helped me narrow there are 50 odd schools, and trying to sit down and narrow, these are the 4 or 5 schools. You will not be able to do 10, 11 schools. That's a myth. If you're doing 10, 11 schools, that again is I don't think you'll be able to do a proper application for each. So 5 schools is a good number. So when you do 5 schools, you need to know which. So basically you're missing out on all the schools you're not applying. So it's very important to narrow down what schools you're going to apply to, and once you have that list ready, so it also needs to, the kind of research is not that I like the school, but will that school like me? Will I be able to contribute to the class there? So that's where an example is that Tuck was never in my list. I mean, it's an Ivy League school, it's a fantastic school, but it was never on my list. But I was convinced that after he told me to look into the school, and I was more leaning towards Harvard, but with 700, I didn't have any chance, but still I would have applied. But he said no, Tuck is better, it's gotten greater thing. I mean not just Arun, but with Rakshit also. So kind of narrowing down the schools also really helps. So start your research, I'd say 7-8 months before. That's number one. Number two is that choose the kind of support system very, very carefully. I'm you write your essay and then you show it to your mom and dad, or you show it to your friends. They're always impressed. I mean whatever you've done, oh, fantastic job, super essay or something. But that's not good feedback. Sometimes I'd say with the 700 or even with the 660, when I called my parents, they were really excited. They didn't know what a 660 was. They were oh, a fantastic score, and they were really happy. Everything I'd show them, they'd be impressed. That's what parents are supposed to be, right? So choose a good support system that they give you the right amount of advice, and then being critical in the right places. That happens only with professionals. So that's where Rakshit came in place, and that's where Arun came in place. So that really helps you navigate through what works, what will not work, and it's important to actually have a crisp essay, because there's only so much you can tell about your life in 500 words, right? So that's important to do that. Apart from that, I would say, yeah, I mean having that why you want to do an MBA, because mine is a very, very specific why. I don't think a lot of people have specific why, because I had to show the school that you were making so much money, you were running such a good company. I mean I was making the salary that a lot of people want to be making after INSEAD or after Harvard or something like that. So trying to convince them that I will not be wasting. Actually, the person interviewing me, INSEAD, asked me that what would your motive be? Are you just going to get that INSEAD tag just for the sake of it? Are you actually going to contribute to the class? So it was very hard for me to convince them that no, I'm actually coming there to learn something from. I'm not just going there for wasting time. So it's important to know why you're going to do that MBA, and I really suggest you work a lot harder on that. But apart from that, I mean GMAT,
No, I think great points over there. We can probably ask them to.
Sure.
So, any questions that you have for Anudeep? Yeah.
The application process, were you very confident that you would get into INSEAD, or was it
I was, I think, at least with INSEAD I was, but what happened with INSEAD is that it was ranked number 1 last year, and then it suddenly became number 1 again. So staying number 1 again this year increases the kind of the kind of people it attracts. And by that time, Trump had happened, so a lot of people considering US were now considering INSEAD. So the biggest confidence I had was that INSEAD especially likes international candidates who have traveled the world quite a bit. For my advantage, I've done a lot of traveling, and I've been doing a lot of traveling. I've stayed in India for a very little time. So I thought that had an advantage, but I wouldn't say I had it in the bag, not 100% that I'd be going to INSEAD. But yeah, I mean, I knew at least one of it would happen, basically. And with 700 was the only disadvantage I felt was.
So INSEAD, as you realize, requires international experience, and your 3-day trip to Bangkok does not It's not included in the international experience. So, yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
So, how many times did you appear for your GMAT?
5 times. That was the maximum. I mean, like, you know, if it were 6, I think that would be for
So,
6.
what was the driving force for you to keep on appearing for it?
That's what, right? Like, you know, so the why I wanted to GMAT, why I wanted to do an MBA was so strong that, like, you know, I had no other option. Like, you know, I had an option as an join business or something like that. So it was that, like, I really wanted to be a part of that class of, like, you know, that drive comes from talking to a lot of people. I've been very fortunate enough to have private audience with some really, really interesting people over the years. When I wanted to do an MBA, like, I've met some very interesting people from Harvard, and, like, you know, being in Dubai, like, you know, meeting a lot of Shobha, I think, it's a Bangalore company.
Yeah,
So the
Shobha.
managing director of Shobha has done his, he's a very good friend. He's done his MBA and JD from Harvard. He's a good friend, so, like, you know, I had personal interactions with him. He kept telling me what it was that, like, you know, that separated an MBA from just another entrepreneur. So I was very intrigued by that idea that, like, you know, I just didn't want to have an MBA, but then the experience, he or, like, you know, a lot of people told me it molded that person into a different way. I think I really wanted to be there. So if I were, like, you know, 522, so according to any GMAT's websites or, like, you know, GMAT clubs or something, you are supposed to increase a maximum of 120 points or something like that, right? So I was confident that, like, you know, if I had another attempt, I would have improved another 10 or 15 points max, because, like, it was a 520, 580, 600, 660, and 700. Yeah. So I think, like, you know, it needs to be, like, really strong why you want to do an MBA, basically, to be able to persevere there.
So one add-on question to that, at any point you feel, because there might be people who have taken the GMAT, and that question is, isn't there a self-doubt? Can I do it? You know, like, at what point do I persevere, and at what point do I give up? So do those things kind of come to your mind?
They do, but then again, what point do I give up is, again, it's kind of the kind of confidence I had, especially in this entire process, is that if I was able to go from, like, you know, I had nobody in Dubai in 2014. So if I had the ability to go there with just, like, a couple of bags and start something out of thin air, and then being able to, like, you know, persevere that, like, you know, that entire process was so hard that if I could do that, why wouldn't I be able to do this? Like, you know, it is, at the end of the day, simple mathematics and simple grammar. So, like, you know, it shouldn't be that hard.
Right.
So I didn't think, like, you know, I didn't want GMAT to win over this entire conversation.
But sometimes it does become a battle against yourself.
Yes.
It is not about others, but, you know, how well you are able to perform. Any other questions? Yeah.
To what extent is co-curricular activities going to make an impact on
Extracurriculars.
Extracurriculars, I would say a lot.
Sorry? You can.
So yeah, extracurriculars are incredibly important, especially when it comes to what I've done. Like, you know, I've built my entire, not just application, but, like, my life on doing various things which make no sense. So what I'm doing right now is I've taken some time off, and I actually flew in from Dubai. I was supposed to fly to Greece tomorrow. Then I really wanted to attend this because it's important that I share this, because I wouldn't be here if a lot of people weren't, like, you know, if a lot of people didn't give me this kind of advice. So what I was trying to say is, I'm doing my pilot's license, which is completely irrelevant to what MBA is or whatever. So, like, you know, I do that as out of passion. So I want to complete my private pilot license before I go to INSEAD. And before that, I've been a part of several other organizations in Dubai, which, so what we do is for laborers, we conduct several activities, trainings and all that stuff. So all these come into extracurriculars. And having a range of extracurriculars definitely helps, but then just having it for the namesake of the application, I think they'll be able to find out that you just did this for the sake of it. Like you need to have something in you to be able to do it. But I had one of my reference letters for all these schools from the founder of the company I volunteer for. It's called Smart Life. And that really helped. So like one of the schools actually called him and they asked him like, so I was so and so. So would you like to elaborate? And he is all, he speaks a lot. So INSEAD tells me that we're really impressed with the way he speaks and all that stuff. So you will have to find a genuine extracurriculars, I guess, but they really add a lot of weight to the thing.
So what do you think is it doesn't matter whether it's directly related to a MBA, like a pilot license,
Yeah.
but if you're pursuing your passion, it shows you as a person who.
But just don't do it for the sake of the application or something like that. Try to find something. What most of these schools with the very little experience of GMAT, I'd say is that they like genuine passion for things. It doesn't matter what. So I have another friend who's coming to INSEAD with me. So as a for extracurriculars, they said bird watching, which is something totally thing. So they were able to highlight it so well that that gave a sense of peace to them, and that you need to be able to show genuine cause for that extracurriculars that the school really likes you in that way.
Just a point to be added here, just from an application perspective, the extracurricular is extremely important. The reason being, they are also looking for a test which is called an airport test. Airport test is basically if you're stuck with someone on the airport for 10 hours, can you bear that process, right? So that is an important thing for you to remember, that if this guy has done 5 different things besides what he does, I can really spend time with him. Hey, tell me about this, that. I can learn from him. So that is one way of projecting yourself as a person who has a life beyond what the work demands. Secondly, if you have done any competitive sports, it also tells the reader that you can deal with failure, you can deal with situations which are beyond your control. Because in a team activity, you will really work hard in a sporting event, but you will lose because you're not bad, but the whole team lost. So that team building, team work comes into picture when you're a sportsman or a sportswoman. So sports, extracurricular activity is very important. If you've not done anything, please start. So that at least in a year you'll have something to talk about. Doing some social work is also important, not just for an application, but it actually gives you a different perspective, which is also important in later part of your life. Or it's all for a reason. And if you've not done it, any kind of extracurricular activity is extremely important for your overall packaging. Otherwise, you will come as a unidimensional applicant, which becomes a very challenging process even for hiring. So it's not even about getting into an MBA program. I used to take interviews of people from Wharton and Chicago and Columbia trying to get into investment banks. So that's a second level problem that I will face trying to get into McKinsey's of the world. And again, the same problem will come, that are you unidimensional or do you have anything more to offer? So keep that in mind. It's always important, not now, throughout. So build those things so that people can think that you have more to offer this kind of work.
So with that, any other last question? I'll take probably one last question here.
You earlier shared that you had come all the way from Dubai to India and you started coaching with it for the GMAT. So just trying to understand, so perhaps there was a gap between in your work experience because you've come all the way and you were
How did you justify gap in your experience?
The perks of working for your own self, right? So the company we ran was I was a general manager, so I had the option of working for me and a couple of assistants.
So you not quit, you took on a sabbatical.
Sabbatical, yeah, basically. So
So don't quit your jobs, okay? Really, I mean, if you have, try to explain it, but if you have not, then probably just try to take a sabbatical as Anudeep did, maybe take a few weeks off, a month off. Alright, so yeah.
You said that you're going for a 1-year program in INSEAD, right? So, what made you go for a 1-year program rather than when you could have gone for a 2-year program?
Good question.
What would you suggest to the people who are dangling at a stage when they have to, decide on the programs which are provided by the good 1-year program?
definitely, I mean, I
just to repeat the question of 1 year MBA versus a 2 year MBA.
Yes.
So if you get into a club, for example, then how do you weigh both?
I would say that when I've applied to 2-year programs and 1-year programs, but the choice of 1-year program makes more sense now. First, it's actually the cost that actually comes into play. That US is increasingly expensive. It's really expensive to just finance a 2-year MBA basically. And at the same time, I thought I'm not really shifting careers, or I kind of I wouldn't say I know what I want to do later, but I have a little bit of clarity of what I want to do basically. And in many ways, I have that a list of things I would want to do at an MBA. So a 2-year MBA, at least from what I've seen from people, is that when people want to figure out something and then they want to have more time in the campus to get acquainted with the international business part of it, I think it makes more sense. But then having worked outside India for some time and having to work outside India, I want to come back to Dubai after INSEAD also. That it actually makes more sense to that. You have a geography specific, you want to come back to Dubai after, and you kind of have locked into where you want to basically go, is one of the other big reasons. And not just that, but INSEAD itself, the school itself, I think is one big reason. If I say if I got into, I did get into Oxford and Cambridge, but Oxford versus say TUC or something like that, or even any other top MBA programs versus TUC, I would actually go for TUC. But INSEAD especially specializes in sending people to management consulting, which is where I want to be working in. So it made more sense for me to get into INSEAD.
All right, so thanks a lot, Anudeep. I think